do, whoop to do, whoop.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Awkward Question Time. Please welcome your host, Alex Leam.
Happens when you don't untick the bit that says loop. Oh, God. There was me thinking I've been really clever playing Graham Whistler on a loop to begin.
Whoop to do, whoop to do, whoop to do, whoop.
And I don't check. There's a little tick box that says don't loop, and I forgot to tick that. So I've just completely made myself look like a tit. And we're only a minute in. That's a new record. Anyway, so welcome to Awkward Question Time with me, Alex Leam, with the slightly red face. This is the show where we take a panel of comedians and we subject them to an hour's worth of awkward and stupid questions. Submit your questions to the panel, please, in the comments section. More cringe, the better, and answer along with us as we go. Give this live feed, if you are watching this live, a share, retweet, or subscribe to me on YouTube. All of the pages are my Facebook and TikTok is at Alex Leam Stand Up. Follow me on Twitter at Alex Leam and search Alex Leam on YouTube. That's right. I'm nearly 40 and I'm on TikTok. Fight me. Give us a text to the show's Nokia 3310. We have a brand new SIM. So it's up and running. 07852 521327. So that's 07852. Actually, thinking about it, long time viewers of the show will know they used to have a 90s chat line jingle, but that's for the old number. But I've remade it for the new number.
Come on, text Awkward Question Time. 07852 52 13 27. 07852 52 13 27.
I remembered to check on loop. I remembered this time. There we go. So text the show. Text the show as we go along. Are you not watching live, but you're watching the replay? Let us know where and at what time you're watching in the comments. Are you watching on a proper TV? A lot of people do in their front rooms, which just says to me there is really nothing better to watch on this time on a Sunday night. So DM me a pic at any point, and also support the show. Give us cash. PayPal.me/Alex Leam, or scan that QR code there. Any donations will be divided up amongst the panel. I do tell them when I recruit for this, don't plan your retirement, because the maximum I've given the panel has been £1 each, which I consider that a result. So let's bring on tonight's panel in no particular order. Please welcome Donna Scott, Roger Poulter, Mark Nicholas, and Ems Coombs. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, I love how shocked that made your cat look, Ems. Well, we all wait.
This is Raymond.
Raymond, that is a great name for a cat. Hello, Raymond.
Yeah,
I don't know why I said that.
Girl.
Raymond
She's
the
a
girl.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Let's not get bogged down with gender roles with names.
Exactly.
So, hey.
Yeah, that would be a catastrophe.
Thanks for censoring your cat's ass. Oh, hello.
What a start to the show.
Now, if there's a time for me to put the loop thing back on again, it's now. Just leave that running for a whole hour, actually. Now that I've figured out the now that I've figured out the sound effects, we don't even have to go that far. So there we go. I love the fact you're still covering your cat's arse up, Ems. That's amazing. So to the comments, we've got kudos to Dan Lyth, who commented 3 days ago, I think, saying only 32 hours until the start. Although he's watching now live and has commented again, just saying everybody loves Raymond.
They do.
Which is true. So hello, Dan. Evening.
And her arsehole.
Okay.
I think Raymond's stolen the show already, to be fair.
Yeah, Raymond has. I mean, we've got a cat's ring as upstaged all of us.
Should be your new logo.
Well,
we know what steals we're going to take from this one, don't we?
Yes, I've got a funny feeling this is already going to be one of these shorts that I make during the week. George Carpin, hello, Donna. Do you have Brick the Duck? Ah, let's full screen so we can get a good look.
There he is.
Who is? Talk us through Brick.
Brick. This was donated to us at Sci-Fi Weekender by a very friendly security guard, and George and Neil then spent the evening lobbing it at each other. It got named Brick when I was texting about the duck in a rush, and God knows what I'd put, but it auto-corrected to Brick, so therefore it's being called Brick.
Okay, so a question for the viewers tonight. If you could name my dog, which is in the background here, that would be great. So if these are back as requested by Darren Archer, who's not watching at the moment.
We're before 9 o'clock, so I can't name your duck yet. Ask me at 9 o'clock.
Okay. All right, okay. Set a reminder for 9 o'clock then, and we'll get that back. Hello there, Brick. Brick is now being watched by Raymond.
It's got a sexy mouth. Look at that.
Looks a little bit like.
You say my duck's not sexy.
He's puckering up.
Yeah, yours has a regular bill. Mine is clearly wearing lipstick, and it says like a little heart on it. Actually, I just realised it looks like it says its name's Bob. We've renamed it Brick.
I know, but look at the coquettish eyelashes that are on my dog. Are they amazing?
Coquettish.
Is that the pineapple I see behind you as well?
Yes, my pineapple ice bucket is here as well.
Oh, it's an ice bucket, is it?
Yeah, it is. No, it's not actual. It wouldn't have lasted since Christmas 2020 if it was fresh. So, Dan Lyth, Quack Addict. I think that's a great name. George is back with. I then naturally bought Deal 96 ducks for his birthday. What? Any significance of 96, George? Or is there? Let us know. I need to know more.
He bought 100 off Wish.
Oh, right.
My sister collects ducks.
What made you stop?
No, not me. My sister. So we buy her ducks all the time, like different ducks.
Different
ducks.
Not
real ones.
Fair enough.
But like little ones, like you lot.
It's the most I could find. I just thought like your debit card cut you off at 96. Like it's clearly been stolen. Nobody's buying this many ducks at one point. Martin Carrick, is she Quackers? Oh, hello. You've got a rival here. Roger, for the rim shot sound effect. Although, actually, to be honest, Martin, you get this.
Rim shot. Denied.
Yeah. You got to do better if you want the rim shot sound effect. They're mine. Right. So on to our first question proper for everyone tonight. That's the point. Actually, the new thing for this season, which we're going to start with, is I want everybody who's watching and everyone who's on the panel to send Richard James a friend request. We started this last week, so I sent everyone in the panel the link to Richard James's Facebook page. If you don't know who he is, this is Richard James. That's what his Facebook page looks like. So if you go and send him a friend request, he's clearly not watching, but I just want him to wonder why the hell is he getting friend requests at 8:30 every Sunday night. So I have a long history of pranking Richard, which did once get him pity sex. So we're sort of even. So yes, everybody send Richard a friend request now. Don't tell him.
I've just done it.
Excellent.
And I've sent him a friend request as well.
Okay. Looks like Ewan Kershaw is watching. Brick is their god. Amazing that
the
is
god
your
of the 96 ducks.
Okay, Brick is the deity. I just love that is your YouTube picture, Ewan, as well. For the
Monkey Jesus.
Badly drawn.
Is that what it's
badly
called?
drawn Jesus.
Monkey Jesus.
It was a Jesus on a church wall, weren't it, which someone tried to restore.
Yeah.
Badly,
yeah.
With the similar style to Mr. Bean in the first Mr. Bean film when he tried to restore Whistler's mother, but just drew a big nose and a mouth on it. I'm not making this up, am I? Has anyone else actually seen that film?
No, I have seen it. I have seen it. He does. Yeah, he does do that.
Okay, good. With that fella from the second Ghostbusters film who's done absolutely nothing since.
That's
it. Yeah. Dan Lythe is one.
No, hang on. Can I just say he was in Ally McBeal, wasn't he?
Oh, right. Yes.
I'd rather think that was backwards in time.
He was in Ally McBeal as the short, weird one.
Well, that was his niche. Being short and weird. I'm aware that George and Dan Lythe are watching as I say this. Yeah. So 1% millimeter tall, George. You've got to do better if you want a rim shot. Alex Leam Tinder bio. Yeah, all right. Helen Edwards, who's watching, I saw the film. Thank you. I've just started to think that it was just me.
Sorry.
I thought I thought he was saying of you rim shotting. And I was thinking, I would like to see that video.
So that film.
Just to laugh.
Moving on to the first question of tonight. Realise that today is 1 year since the 12-hour long episode of Awkward Question Time that we did for charity.
Oh shit, Toad, it really is.
Yes, it is.
Because I was at Wales.
Yes,
oh my God.
It is. So don't say anything else, Ems, because the first question is, who can guess the name of the well-known comedian who made a random cameo on this show, thanks to Ems? We've got the clip.
I can remember it, but I can't remember who it was. Because Ems was she in Brighton or something, and she was doing it in a cafe, videoing, doing the show in the cafe, and he was in the same cafe or something.
That's right. Should we play the clip? We've got the whole clip. Not that it was at a time of day with not many people watching. I think it merits a rewatch. So this is the whole thing of Ems getting a random well-known comedian to cameo on this show. Technical difficulties are my middle name tonight. Here we go.
Yeah, but they're going to assume
Paul Foot's just come in. Paul Foot's just come in. Shall I get Paul Foot to talk to you?
Quick, yeah. Switch it around. Let's have a look. Let's look at Paul Foot.
Excuse me, Mr. Paul Foot. Hello. Hi, I'm on a comedy podcast at the moment. I'm wondering if you'll stick your head in and say hello.
Into the podcast?
Into the podcast!
Is it live?
It's here. You have to come and sit quite close to me though.
Flirt.
Can you do that? Yeah, you're right. Okay, Mr. Paul Foot's coming on.
Wow, nice. Special guest.
Okay. This is a surprise. By the way, you made room. He's sat on the wrong side. Hello.
The Paul Foot.
Oh, hang on. He can't hear because he hasn't got the fucking earphones in. Yeah, go on.
Just say. Okay, I'm not sure if he wants to share. Hello, Paul Foot. Thanks
Paul speaking.
Hello, Paul. Thanks for stopping by and waving.
Hello. It's nice to be on the podcast, is it?
Well, thank you.
Can you hear me? It's Paul speaking. Can you hear me? Hello?
We can hear you.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello, this is a Paul Foot 2 podcast, sound check. Yes, so you can hear me, that's the point. But anyway, how are you? Are you well?
We're great. Thank you for just swinging by to say hello. Excellent timing. Just as we were wrapping up too. So thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Where are you? In Bournemouth? Are you in Bournemouth?
All over the place. So the Midlands and down there. I take it you're doing a show.
I'm doing a show. I take it you're doing a podcast at the moment in the Midlands. It's a bit of a. I'm glad you're doing it because there's a big shortage of podcasts in the Midlands, aren't there? Podcasts in the Midlands. Of course, it's not widely known, but podcasts started in the Midlands. Originally, they started in the 19th century, long before the technology we have now. They used to do their own little podcast in the Midlands, like a podcast, but it was just people shouting from their gardens with megaphones. And it was only then when the technology caught up with it that other places started to be able to have proper podcasts like this, without just using a megaphone. And then the people in the Midlands, of course, got rather bitter because they were the ones who started it with a megaphone shouting in fields. And so the number of podcasts did dramatically drop. But it's good to see that it's coming back again and that people like you are using the new methods. So you're not just clinging on to the old things with a megaphone in a field and all that and saying, we're the ones who started it. You've moved on from that, and that's very admirable that you've let that.
Em's getting Paul Foot to randomly guest on this show. Amazing work.
Fantastic. I'd like to know who the Cyberman was.
I can't remember. All I remember was that no matter what he did, that something bad lighting happened, and he couldn't actually see his face. He tried drawing his curtains. That just made
and
it
the
worse.
other thing, what had he said to the barber to upset him so much?
Yeah, totally. Where's your hair gone?
Well, it's returned.
Only just.
It's all right. All right, Mr. Rock and Roll, whatever. Yeah. It's I think I might go back to that look because it was great over the summer. It was really low maintenance. There was no sweat. I was get up and your hair was exactly as it was when you went to bed.
No sweat. You tried
Should
to
we
go
say intervention, guys?
No, I'll say you clearly attract comedians like Paul Foot with that. So next time you have a skinhead, let's see who you can attract next. Like
that's true.
That's true.
I mean, Paul Foot was obviously drawn to you because he had so much and he had so little. It was like this weird concept.
And we learned a bit about
don't give him the fucking credit. I've got Paul Foot. Yeah, it was my hair that drew him. It was my hair that drew him, not his hair that drew him.
Like a siren in Brighton.
Yeah, because Ems is completely correct because Alex can't draw anybody.
I draw better than I proofread. Put it that way. George,
your proofreading must be shit.
Well, you've read the proof copy, so yeah, you know what that's like. Did Em's kidnapping? No, she just lured him in with her amazing hair.
With my amazing hair, George. My amazing hair.
Amazing. Okay. Following on from that question.
I've got fringe.
Well,
I don't
haven't.
like I've got fringe, but I haven't. Sorry.
You've got more chance of one than me. I've got a 5 head. So
you've got a large forehead. Do you know what? I saw a girl the other day, and all her features were squished into the middle of her face. Yeah, she had a really big outer face, but a really small inner face.
Okay. Like Weatherspoon's Tim Martin.
Wow.
Like
he has that going on.
I just think, Alex, that's your next Edinburgh quote right there. You know, Ems Coombs, you have a really large forehead. That That will draw in the audience. You might even get Paul Foot in, again.
Do you know what? It's still better than what I got from Chortle. So, yeah, it's definitely definitely a better quote. It may go on there. If I can put 4 stars after it, that'd be great. That's one more star I got.
It's got a really big one.
Does anyone else know anyone famous? Dan Live, don't ask Roger. The show's now along. Actually, that does link in nicely to the question that I got lined up after this, which is, have you ever had an awkward encounter with a celebrity? Now, I can set the bar of awkwardness with this one. So picture the scene. It's early 2002. I'm 18 years old. And I'm in Zanzibar nightclub in Derby. And it's Monday night, which used to be the student night. So for some reason, on the student night in Zanzibar nightclub in Derby, Roy Wood from Wizard was in there. He wasn't performing or anything. He was just in having a drink, but in his rock star garb. So this was about the time when the Osbournes were on the TV. So I was on high alert for aging rockers. But I sort of twigged who it was, but I couldn't quite place it. I mean, no smartphones. I couldn't look up who he was. I was quite drunk, so I regret to this day what I said to him when I plucked up the courage to went up to him. I went, were you in a band? I mean, that makes my toes curl when I think back. And worse still was his response. He just sighed and he went, yes, I was in Wizard, The Move, ELO. He then started to list every other band that he's ever been in, and then I just panicked, said I'm a big fan, and went and ran off. That haunts me now to this day. Has anyone else had an awkward celebrity encounter?
I have.
Paul Foot doesn't count.
No. This isn't Paul Foot. It's another comedian though.
All right, do
Nick
tell.
Helm. I have a big crush on Nick Helm. Yeah.
Who wouldn't? He's an awesome person.
Yeah, totally. But the first time I went to see him, I went with David and Carol Chappell. Well, I met them there. And we were queuing up at the end of the night. And I was like, I thought that I had a genius plan. Yeah. I had a wooden fork in my bag. Yeah. I was going to write my name, my number. And when I was going to get out to him, I was going to go, fancy a fork? And then hand him the fork. Yeah. And then he was going to say how much he loved me. Yeah. That was the plan. That was the plan. And when I went out to him, I just all my confidence went, and I turned into the 17-year-old girl that I had been and hated, and just went, what's this for? And I went, I just thought you might need it. And that's it. And that's all I could say. And then we had some small talk, and I just, no, but that's happened every time I've met him. And I interviewed him and everything. And I've still got this little schoolgirl crush on him that makes me just go to pieces. And I feel like a right twat every time I do it.
Oh.
You know, when you
yes.
feel 17 again, you know?
That's really sweet.
The lesson there is there's a predator in all of us.
I know there's a predator in me. Oh my god.
Anyone else? Anyone else got an awkward encounter with a celebrity?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Go on, Donna. You called dibs. Give us your best one.
The best one, okay, because I've definitely got more than one. Right. I'm not even sure if I've mentioned this before. When I was about 18, bit of a goth, we got tickets to see The Mission in JB's in Dudley. This is the really old building behind the back of Pathfinders, which was, they had gristle burgers that you could buy at half time. Nobody trusted anything on draft. They all drank Nuki Brown to be safe. And it was always rammed exceeding fire capacity and, dare I say it, pretty filthy. But, cool place. And there's something just been played there, Wonder Stuff played there, all the bands played there, and it had the ceiling covered in like rock posters. Anyway, we squeezed down to the front to gaze in admiration at Wayne Hussey from The Mission and all the people. And I was wearing lots of mascara. And but as he was like grooving away, I thought, oh, this is brilliant. I'm here right at the front watching one of my favourite bands, and I'm in this really cool place, and I looked up at the posters. Oh, there's The Cure. Just at that moment, the heat from all the bodies in the room rose up and had started melting the stalactites of beery sweat that were like dangling from the ceiling, and one of them dripped in my eye, and I'm like screaming in pain, going, ah, 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 and I've got my head down like this. And just then I felt this like water cascade over my head, and then I felt it again, and I thought, oh dear, I'm not fainting, but how nice. Wayne Hussey's thought I fainted, and he's poured some water on my head to revive me. I feel really special about that. And I just tried to wipe as much of the gunk out of my eyes. Well, my mascara was like Kiss's makeup at that point. I had no idea. And I just carried on watching the band. And it wasn't until later that my much taller friend, Rachel, admitted to me that at that point, as I had been looking up and had gone, she had taken advantage of the fact that Wayne Hussey was looming over us and grabbed his balls, and he looked down and saw me doing this and thought it was me. So he tipped 2 pints of beer over my head.
Oh, wow. That's wow. Plot twist that works. As Helen Edwards said in the comments, it's like I'm there. It was... and that part when he got the stalactite dripping down, I just got this vision in my head. You know that scene in 28 Days Later where Brendan Gleeson
with the crow.
Yeah, that's it. I just had that in my mind. Ewan was answering along with us in the comments. I asked this mature gentleman why he had a toy teddy bear from the film AI. Turns out he wrote it.
That's our friend.
So who's this? Who wrote AI?
Ian Watson. Well, he wrote the screen story for it. It's originally a short story by Brian Aldiss, who wrote a story called Super Toys Last All Summer Long. And Stanley Kubrick wanted to make a film of it. And he went through, all of the writers you can think of. Arthur C. Clarke, we've got the book where he says he's working on it, and he wasn't working on it for long. Sarah Madeley, I think she worked on it. Loads of people worked on it, and Stanley Kubrick couldn't work with any of them. But finally, our friend Ian Watson, he submitted a screen story, and Stanley Kubrick was like, "Oh yeah, I can work with you," and I'm going to send my people to come and get you. And Ian was like, "No, I'm going to follow in my own car. Thank you very much." He started working with Stanley Kubrick, and he was responsible for like the Flesh Fair and stuff like that in the film. And eventually then he also worked with Steven Spielberg. So he's got quite a lot of stories about that time.
I too would be wary if Kubrick said, "I'm sending a car to come and get you."
Yeah, that's exactly how he felt. I want to leave when I want to leave. Thank you very much.
Nice.
Just in case.
Martin Carrick in the comments met Steven Seagal once. He was without doubt one of the worst celebs I've ever met. Such an a-hole. Same Pamela Anderson. Carrie Fisher, one of the best people that he's ever met, loved hugging people. So did Stan Lee. I think, is he saying Stan Lee's good or Stan Lee liked hugs?
Both, I think.
Probably both. Let us know, Martin. Give us some more.
Who is this man? Why has he met so many people and stars and stuff?
If you could answer those questions too, Martin, that'd be great. Actually, no, is that a celebrity that you've got in his profile picture?
Yeah, that's who it is.
That's Paul Gascoigne.
Paul Gascoigne.
No,
I wouldn't have recognised him. I can't see the fishing rod and the chicken.
I know.
It's either Paul Gascoigne or Francis Rossi from Status Quo because they do look alike. Because you mentioned Steven Seagal and Pamela Anderson and Stan Lee. I just didn't expect it to be Gaza that he got as your profile picture in mind.
Yeah, but all the celebrities had his photo with probably he chooses Gaza.
It is Gaza.
It is Gaza. Let us know more details,
I
Mike.
wouldn't choose Gaza. But then again, I bet he likes football. Do you like football?
Yes.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah.
He was a Rangers fan, so there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, Martin, I don't care.
It means nothing to me. Oh, Vienna.
Oh, Rangers.
All right, don't sing too well because once upon a time Benny sang on this show and it got us knocked off Facebook. So
Benny sang on the show and got you knocked off.
I got a copyright strike on Facebook because of Benny singing. I think
Alex was he singing? Was he singing dirty songs? Because you got to stop that.
No, it was
just recognisable quality. Well, that clearly wasn't. So
singing. Yeah, go on.
I was saying, Alex, separately, can you send me this clip because I just want to watch this? He's never told me about this, and I chat to him regularly.
I'll have a look. I think
no, because if he puts it on this one, then we'll get knocked off as well.
No. It's still on YouTube.
To me private.
It's still on YouTube. I think thinking back, I think we're both of us start harmonising and singing a Christmas song in October at some point.
Had you had a few at this point?
I have no idea. All I remember was his ironing board was in the background. That's all I remember.
That's amazing. Benny Shank's got you kicked off. That is, yeah.
Yeah, he did. I thought, well, that's impressive, Benny. We must have harmonised quite well.
I always knew he had a bad streak in him, that boy.
Oh, yeah.
Benny's a rebel. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He once at Trip Fest last year, he got so hammered, he tried to stage dive off the comedy tent.
When was this?
This was last year. So this was about 1 a.m. and we were going. It was this like comedy thing where you go until the audience, you carry on performing until the audience leaves, right? So it was this weird thing they put on, and he got so battered, and there was these like teenagers in the crowd, and he was taking the piss out of them, and he's just gone to stage dive, and me and Tommy Tomsky have to try and get him off stage, but he like literally just falls into us. They're like, okay, we'll take you back now, but yeah. Proper hammered, like it was.
I've not seen Benny drunk. That's something I want to say.
It's amazing.
I haven't. I'm a bit scared by that.
No, but you know the irony is he shakes less.
So I hope Graham Whistler is watching this because I'd like to get a cross-panel view on just getting hammered, help with the palsy. Yeah, because I was just thinking that's probably why he gets so much Stowford press down him. If we're talking about Graham, I'm not on to judge.
I don't trust my legs when I get drunk. You know, I can't use them at the best.
Just ask Nick Helm.
But when they put them,
just ask Nick Helm.
Oh.
It helps with Tourette's.
My Tourette's gets worse, but no one notices.
I'm saying
everyone's doing it.
Dan Live, is Mark drinking wine straight from the bottle?
No, I'm not that bad. It's still open, man.
Leap from Milch.
Yeah, it's Czech lager from a bottle. So I'm not
Czechoslovakian lager.
Yes, I'm not that.
Other lagers are available.
Yeah.
I think you should have a look at Roger's green screen can that he's still.
Oh yeah, see hologram. How's hologram going down?
That's beautiful. Literally no calories in that. If it's invisible, there's no calories. George, Alex Leam, there's our next drunk adventure. Who can stop who's stage diving?
I would love to see George Coppin stage dive. I would really love to see it.
I get the feeling you could really like send a dwarf flying.
Right, how
you
I've
said
always
it, I did not
wondered. How heavy is he compared to like the average person? Because you could be real heavy and be a little person as well. I don't think you were allowed to say little person. Are you allowed to say little person? Is that
You've said it 3
disparaging?
times now, Ems. You've said it 3 times. You've said it 3 times now. So you can say it. It's fine.
I think
I'm more
Raymond's
worried
ring
about
piece-
Alex wanting to toss George.
Oh,
I mean, look,
Well, we have lifted him onto a bin, if that helps. It's not that heavy.
They're like about half. He's given the answer. He's about half. I'm not a bowling ball, Ems. Brackets fat dwarf.
Oh, right, okay.
Is
that like the okay term to use? Yeah, is a bowling ball for a fat dwarf. So you can't. You're no fucking better than me, young man. Yeah, and you're like disabled shit. Yeah, I'm disabled, but so are you, Mr. Cobb, and so are you, fucking.
I feel like this is getting borderline hate crime
for a minute.
It's no, or did you just censor yourself because you were going to call him something that might? It's okay. We're not going to get cancelled. None of us used to do a breakfast show on Midlands Radio. It's fine. The story won't get picked up. It's okay.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm disabled as well. So isn't that okay? Isn't that okay?
Well, we debated ginger on ginger violence last week.
Gingers! I used to have a ginger housemate. I kept him in the loft. No one wants to see that. No one wants to see that. No one wants to see it.
I feel like there is.
Also, he used to take his clothes off when he did a poo.
Wow.
Well, to be quite honest, I take some of my clothes off when I do a poo.
I'm suddenly not so worried about Benny Shakes kicking people off awkward question times out. I think we've topped this. I think we've actually topped this now. I think no one can.
Would you believe?
I love playing Disability Top Judge George Coburn. I love it. Only because I'm quite high up in the stakes, yeah. Because brain hemorrhage and stroke. So therefore, I be your midgetness.
Dwarf. Do not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
do
not.
Don't use the M word. No, don't stop saying that. No.
I want to see Raymond's ring piece again, please.
We had an incident.
That was less offensive.
Yeah, and we actually had an incident gigging with George this week where he encountered somebody who had a phobia of
I know. This is the thing. I have got phobia. I work in the disability arts industry, yeah? I'm fine with every other disability, yeah? You've got to use what you can, haven't you? You've got to use what you've got.
George has said, Ems, I challenge you to a game of limbo. At this point, I'd like to say hello.
Use what you've got.
Yeah, at this point, I'd like to say hello to Katie Brown, who said, I've got a feeling that this week's episode is going to be a bit quieter. Not a chance. Not a chance. Dan Live, nobody tosses a dwarf. Tolkien. I love the fact that we're back now to literary quotes. I feel like he's raised the bar a bit for us there. Thanks, Dan. We're almost coming to beat our record of least amount of questions asked in an hour, because I think we're only on question 2. We're at 40 minutes. So amazing work, team. Amazing work. Let's. Actually, we haven't even finished question 2.
Question 1.
You've asked half of us.
Yeah. Roger and Mark, your awkward celebrity encounters. I've not even finished question 2.
Oh!
Right. Well, mine, it's a bit sad, actually. Mine is years ago, I would never approach a celebrity. Nowadays, I just know they're normal people. I just walk up to them and talk to anybody, no matter who they are. But years ago, I once approached a celebrity, and I happened to be going down to Bristol on the train, and in the same train carriage as me, as I'm looking at the book which I'm reading, which was a Discworld book, I looked up, and sat up on the seat opposite me was Terry Pratchett.
No way.
With his hat, the wide-brimmed hat, right?
That's
and I saw him look at my book and
you. Oh, bless.
nodded at me, and I just nodded back at him and didn't say a word.
You rendered a bit catatonic because you think, have I just magicked him?
And you know, to this day, I actually regret I didn't just say, hello, I'm a big fan, and just left it at that, rather than just nodding.
I had a similar feeling when I was rendered completely catatonic when I bumped into Rick Mail in Notting Hill Waterstones, and I didn't say hello, and I regret that bitterly. Yeah, to this day. Because I think he would have been very nice and very funny about it. But I was just like, I can't move. I'm in the vicinity of Rick Mail.
I mean, that would be my reaction. That is, yeah.
Yeah. Mark, any celebrity encounters, or are you still thinking of Benny singing?
Benny singing stage time in full works. I mean, there was one in my early 20s, and I'll just give a little bit of context to this. So, do you remember there was this? You ever watch the English Office, like season 1 of English Office, where I think Tim phones Gareth and calls him a cock, and there's that ongoing joke. So basically, me and my brothers used to do it to each other all the time, and I thought, do you know what? I'm going to top this. So I went to a Charlie Brooker autograph signing session. Charlie Brooker being Black Mirror and Screen Wipe and everything, and he's signing this book he's just written. And when I approach him, I go, "Oh, so me and my brothers have this in-running joke where we call each other a cock. Can you call my brother a cock in this book?" And I've never said Charlie Brooker being really lovely to everyone, having a lovely conversation. Suddenly, his face has turned. You know, this is a guy who just, if you've ever watched Screen Wipe, just doesn't care about immature, silly humour. But as soon as I ask him, he's like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" It was almost this. Yes, I have this persona, don't I? So he writes it. He writes it. He goes, "Ryan, you are a cock," and he goes, "Have a nice day." And I'm just like. I mean, so it's not so much awkward. It was sort of awkward because I left thinking I must have come across as a really immature twat, to be honest. But he did it. He did it.
What era haircut was he at that point? Because I know that he went for a really stylish haircut when he started going out with what's her face? Used to be on Blue Peter. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw them the other day passing a cafe that I was in Totnes. That's all I have to say on the matter.
Cool.
Yeah, with their kids.
Do you attract celebrities when you're in cafes? Because this seems to be a running theme.
I was in a pub. I was in a thing on the Wells Little Theatre. It was like a pub bar thing before. I don't.
I think we should do Awkward Question Times live in any pub or cafe Ems goes to and just see what happens.
We'll be doing it live in Edinburgh. And so are you going to Edinburgh? Please.
Right. I've been thinking about this, and the only way I can get there is I've applied for the Blue Badge Club. Yeah, to be a presenter of the Blue Badge Club for Benny.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So you've got to get on to Benny, and you've got to say, "Get her on the fucking thing because she'll be amazing." And then I can go up to Edinburgh. I can do your thing. I can stalk Nick Helm because he's got an anniversary thing on. Yeah? It will all work out well. And we can all be fucking happy. But we've got to get Benny.
Me and Benny are also running Disabled Cans, this compilation show that Steve Day ran last year. So we'll get you on that as well, definitely. But
come on! Benny! What are you doing?
He's not actually watching. Take a breath. Take a breath.
And also, I'm not Benny. This is the thing. Everyone just thinks I'm like
Benny. No, I don't think you're Benny. I know you're not Benny. You know,
you could do.
I'm pleasing and shit.
You could do what Roger did last year to reduce costs by just like coming up for a day and not going to bed, and then just staying up all night and then getting the first train back.
Yep.
That's fucking balmy. That's balmy. I would never do that.
Like about 40 hours awake by the time we got home. So we've reached. This is, I think, we're on a par for least amount of questions asked in an hour, which is great, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to the podcast, this is the point where we will add in a bonus question, which won't be broadcast on the live stream tonight. So I'm trying to take better care of the podcast listeners because they're severely neglected. I'm doing this with all the guilt of a man who's been caught cheating and who's vowed to change. So I'm trying to do better. So at this point, I'll seamlessly edit in.
Podcast listeners.
We do. So I'll seamlessly edit in the bonus question, which we'll record once we go off air tonight. So what I'm thinking of doing is if we just applaud all together now and then applaud at the start of the bit that we record later, it should seamlessly walk in. So bonus question time. Bonus. And this is us coming out of the... There we go. And that's... Oh, wasn't that a great bonus question, everybody?
That was brilliant.
No idea. We haven't recorded it yet.
Stonking.
Massive bonus right now.
Massive
bonus. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so should we... I think we've got time for a very, very... a quick question before our final game. In no way related to celebrity news that has been going on this week. Have you ever kept a big secret from your workmates? Well, that's rendered everyone quiet. The only secret I've kept... Only secret I've kept is that I secretly didn't like any of them. So...
Well, that applies to everybody.
Most people that I work with.
I don't tell people on comedy shows I work on that I don't like them.
Roger!
Oh.
Right, I'm glad that you said that.
Quite a few times now. This is not on.
And you always pick on me.
I always pick on everyone, for fuck's sake. I'm not a nice person. People think I am, but I am actually really horrible.
I mean, in terms of the Blue Badge Punch, you're really selling yourself right now, Em.
I'm a lovely person. You just got to get to know me, and then I'm not a nice person.
It's a kids show as well.
You've got to think of this as your audition, Ems. You were so close.
No, you can't say that now that I've been like really, really rude. Yeah,
I've got no authority.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is just my hair down. Yeah, but I'm really professional as well. I can be. Look.
George Coppin, I love that Mark had his thumbs up for the podcast listeners. They could hear that. His thumbs up radiated so much positivity they could hear it.
Actually, I've just realised we're past 9 o'clock. Do you want me to talk you about the duck?
Yes, name my duck.
Well, I'll tell you a little story about a duck. Because I was once in a comedy club and Ross Noble was on the stage. And somebody had placed this little duck on the stage. They picked up and it had a switch on it. He flicked the switch and the duck was vibrating. He said... What the hell's this? And I just shouted across this comedy club. There's about 300 people in it. It's fuck a duck. Beautiful. Like Rampant Rabbit, it's fuck a duck. Beautiful. And Ross Noble just fixed this, a look on me and said, that felt like just being heckled by Paddy McGuinness.
I don't know if that's an insult.
I took it as a compliment.
Take it as a compliment. For some reason, George put, I'm actually 5'6". I think Raymond the cat.
I'm sure there's 7 extra inches on there.
Yeah, that's the lie he's telling is the word. Yeah.
Lollipop gildophobia might be an issue if you want to be in the Blue Badge Bunch.
Oh yeah, he's got you there, Ems.
What you're doing is undermine yourself.
Look,
And your
right,
ambitions,
this is
you've thwarted your own
no,
ambition.
I was telling you in confidence. Would you
On a
to go
streaming show.
On a live streaming show.
I take it you haven't actually kept any secrets from your workmates because...
Yeah.
Hello.
I can't keep any secrets. It's not my fault. I had brain injury and a stroke when I was 17.
That sounds like a cautionary tale to not hit on Nick Helm.
Look,
I knew it, George.
right,
He's put, yeah.
it will work.
Ewan Kershaw, nobody at work knows that I used to be a traffic warden. Is this true?
Oh, God.
Can we block you and Kershaw?
Ah. Used to be a traffic warden. Ah.
They call them CEOs, civil enforcement officers. I think that's just to make them feel a bit better about it.
No, they weren't CEOs. It was CUNTs.
Hey.
If they want a lighter, fluffier name, then the Lollipop Guild will be a better one for traffic wardens, wouldn't it?
Lollipop
Just me then.
Guild.
Okay. Right. So on to our final bit. We always like to end on a game. So this is a game that we have played before. It's a classic. It's time for the return of...
Now it's time for a game of jazz musician or sex position.
That's right. Jazz musician or sex position. So the rules are simple. I'll come to each of you in turn and read you out a name. You then have to decide whether or not this name is the name of a sex position according to Women's Health magazine or the nickname for a jazz musician. Okay. So I'll come to each of you in turn and then we'll have a bonus one that everyone can just shout out. Roger.
There's so much cat.
There is so much cat.
I mean, Cat's getting ready for the jazz musician sex position.
He is. Yeah, that's
He really is.
Raymond the female cat is hogging the view. Roger, you first. Your name. Roger. The High Priest. Jazz musician or sex position?
I'm going to say sex position on that one.
Sex position. Okay. Unfortunately, no, that's wrong. It was jazz musician, one of the nicknames for Ray Charles. Bad times. So Ems, you're next. You're next. Your name. Step buddy.
Ooh.
Jazz musician or sex position?
Sex position.
Sex position. Unfortunately not. I've done 2 in a row. That was another jazz musician. Yeah. So Donna, you're next.
Okay.
Butter churner.
Oh my goodness! I'm now picturing Mel Giedroyc from on Eurovision. That was hot. So I'm going to put that as a sex position because
sex position. Well, you are absolutely right. Yes. Butter churner is a sex position. Directions according to Women's Health. Lie on your back with your legs raised and folded over so that your ankles are either side of your head while they squat and dip their penis.
There.
They also...
Well, hang on.
I like
that. I imagine you might, Ems, but...
They also gave a little, a very charming illustration. A very charming illustration. That's the butter churn.
Wow.
Wow. If you are listening to this on the podcast, I strongly urge you go and rewatch the live stream just because the woman in the picture...
No, Alex, explain it.
Looks like she's got...
And also audio description to our blind listeners today.
Oh, fuck true. Yeah. Audio description, Alex.
Okay, so the man is standing up and looks like he's squatting, and he looks like he's got a similar haircut to Tom Baker. I think from what I can describe here, he must be pointing Johnson straight down, which is no mean feat once fully standing.
I think that might hurt.
The woman is doing a pose which is akin to something I've seen in a car accident.
It's very a bit, isn't it? That's going to feel a bit winding.
Her upper back is on the floor. She's curved round. I can't believe you talked me into audio describing this.
No!
Curved round. Okay.
Have you thought
Hoisted.
about doing this as a service for blind people?
Please!
Or,
do you know what?
what you're saying here, Donna, is I should do the audio book for the Kama Sutra.
Oh, please do it, Alex.
Oh, we went to a fair at the Crawford Arms in Wolverton last week, and on sale there was literally a pop-up Kama Sutra.
Which is what Iona's just commented.
Did you not have it?
You just said he's got one.
You did not buy it. Unless you bought it and didn't tell me.
George, are you taking notes, Neil? Dan Live, lactose intolerant. I think I am now after seeing that position. Hoisted by my own petard, having to now describe these. Still, here we are.
Am I going to get a surprise?
Oh yeah, we haven't even played the game yet.
We're not finished. No, there's a couple left. Mark.
I've just got to say the pop-up version of the Kama Sutra, was that sponsored by Viagra?
Ready then. I was ready. I was ready for you. Mark, your name. Bunk Johnson.
I mean, I'm going to say that is a jazz musician. I would love it to be a sex position, though. I just imagine it's like
but
something
what would
really
it be?
What
would it be, though?
I think something really dodgy that Boris Johnson would get up to, but I'm going to go with jazz musician.
Jazz musician. One of these days I'll cross-reference them just to see if it's both. But you're absolutely right. Bunk Johnson, jazz musician from New Orleans. So final one, a bonus one. Feel free, any of you, to shout out. Snow Angel.
Sex position.
Sex
Oh, it's
position.
got to be a sex position.
Yeah, that has to be.
Any advance from Donna and Roger?
It'd be really cool.
I'm just going to disagree with everybody and go sex position.
No, that's what I
jazz
said.
musician.
It might be a sex position.
No,
because
it's
of that
like
whole kind of like.
Totally.
The flapping of the arms. That was great. That was great.
It wouldn't be yellow snow.
The majority of you right. It is a sex position.
Yay.
Directions according to Women's Health magazine. Lie on your back and have your partner straddle you facing away. Lift your legs and wrap them round their back to elevate your penis so they can enter you.
Pelvis.
Pelvis.
Learn to read.
Oh, dear God.
You know what? I could just picture like someone going into the NHS A&E going, I got this totally wrong. Why did you get this wrong? Alex Leam told me to do it this way.
Well, see, the thing is, I'm visually impaired and I downloaded the audiobook for the Kama Sutra. And
either that, or he typed penis and autocorrect corrected it to pelvis.
That's the illustration.
Oh, God, it's really big. Oh, I said the.
God,
It's
Alex,
like reverse triangle the wrong way around, isn't it?
Take it away, Alex.
Ryan, that was without warning. You didn't warn us about that. You just did it. And I was up quite close to my screen. So when you came out, it was like there. Oh.
You mistook the picture of the man for just being the whole wang, which is fair enough because from the left-hand side of the picture, it does look like his pubes.
So I would say, calm down. It's just 2D, not 2D.
Hey! Nice. Rimshot is neither jazz musician or sex musician. The only way I can possibly...
What's going with her nipple?
I was about to say.
No, they're hanging down. She's an older lady.
There's a niche.
No, yeah, your nipples go in all different directions when you're an older lady.
I like the fact that Dan Lyther's playing his own game. He's just put jizz musician, which I think is combining the two of them.
You could buy magazines on both those things, and they would both be called jazz mags.
Hey, nice. There we go. That. Nailing it with the niches tonight. This is great.
Oh, you're so clever, Donna.
That didn't sound remotely sarcastic.
No.
Just going off
everything I said comes out with a tinge of sarcasm. I can't be.
If I was the Department of Work and Pensions, I'd up your benefits just for that, because that must be a real disability. Just sounding sarcastic when you don't mean to.
I know. You get no, but people laugh at it. People think I'm being sarcastic, and they laugh at it.
So, like Raymond from Mary White's Experience. Who named your cat after?
What?
Raymond from Mary White's Experience.
Oh.
No.
Okay, no, we'll take that as a no. Right, just to finish off, knock knock.
Who's
there?
Who's there?
Holly Willoughby.
Holly Willoughby.
That's what we'll all be saying this time next week. So, to wrap up, we'll go around everybody, just say if they have anything to plug, even if it is just their socials. Donna, starting with you.
Show July 15th in Buxton Fringe at Bailey's Bar and Restaurant, plus the Best of British Science Fiction series. I am being covered in ducks. Oh my god! These are wet.
Where have they been?
So many questions.
Just about to ask that myself, Roger.
I guess you're going to make him clean that up afterwards.
Is that bloody Neil?
We clean anything up.
That's the first time I've said that on this show, and yeah. Okay, Roger.
I'll plug my YouTube channel. I can see the stage from here, and also I'll just mention this is a really good book if you want to read a decent
the
book.
first man to time travel.
Yeah, if you haven't read it yet, it's really good.
Great, I love the fact
I feel like we,
three of us are holding up a copy.
Look, right, I feel like I'm being I've been forced to get one.
Do you know
the pyramid scheme ends.
Hang on, they're forcing the two disabled comedians to buy something. I feel like there's an ableist shit going on here. It's
I
just think he would do it to everyone. He would do it to everyone. He's indiscriminately outing his shit. No, I didn't mean shit. I did, Alex, I love you. I didn't mean shit. I meant really
say these things at
high quality publication.
I mean,
actually,
I think you could reach hell by the hole you're digging here. To be honest.
I know.
Do you know what I managed to do with this book? I was that eager to get my hands on it. I got a copy before the author did.
Oh, that's because Alex has no faith in his own stuff.
Wow.
I think it's brilliant.
Hang on. That's just like the equivalent of going up to somebody punching them in the face and then saying sorry instantly.
Which is how you describe Ebbs' show.
Ebbs, to wrap up this amazing audition for the Blue Badge Bunch, have you got anything you'd like to plug?
Yes, Ebbs, please.
I'm very, very lovely and affable and stuff, and I've got a lovely website called emscoombs.rocks. Which you should go and look and play games, and you can see things that I do. I'm playing at Budapest as well, and some other places. But you'll find out if you go to my website, which is emscoombs.rocks.
Lovely, amazing. I love the fact that Neil is trying to very carefully clean the ducks up. There he is.
Hello,
he's behind you.
Sweetie. Hi.
They can see you, Neil.
Subtle. Mark, anything to plug?
Yes. Funnily enough, I have this show called The Blue Badge Bunch. I'm sure you've heard of it. I'm a resident panelist on a show called Blue Badge Bunch, which hopefully Ems could be part of in the future. Who knows? It's a disability taskmaster show where we take people through what it's like to be disabled. We are in Birmingham, I believe, I've got to get this right, otherwise Benny will kill me. Actually, if you go to the Blue Badge Bunch website, you're going to see all our tour dates where we're playing. We're playing in Birmingham and Skipton. And I'm also doing a show, work in progress show at Buxton Fringe with Variety D at the Rotunda Theatre, July the 16th at 9 p.m. on the Saturday. And also follow me at M. Nicholas Comic and Mark Nicholas Stand-Up Comedian on Facebook, and my comedy night that I run called Laugh Able. So that is me.
Excellent. Is it my imagination, or is Raymond the cat now wandered into Donna's room?
No.
Oh, that was
No, Raymond has got different colour eyes in that one. That one's got beautiful blue eyes. Oh,
What's the name of your cat, Donna?
This is Manny.
Manny, great name.
Hi, Manny.
Excellent. So we're going to now record the bonus question which you've just listened to, but we have yet to record yet. So I think I covered a chapter on this in my book. So we're now going to go and do that. So thanks again to my panel tonight: Donna Scott, Roger Poulter, Ems Coombs, and Mark Nicholas. Back live next Sunday night at 8:30. Until then, stay awkward.